to my invitation to the Tea Party people. Now, I confess that I've made fun of the Tea Party people before. You could look it up on YouTube. Okay. And a lot of them I got no interest in. The guys with the fascism signs, the birthers, the conspiracy theories, the Holocaust signs, you're never going to appeal to those people. Those guys are on la-la land, okay? And to them, the idea of working with a liberal or a progressive or a centrist is an idea they would never accept under any circumstances anyway. But I do believe that there are a core set of people within the Tea Party movement that actually don't look. One of the reasons for the Tea Party thing was the bailout anger in the first place. That don't want these institutional guys to rip us off. They don't want the banks to rip us off. They don't want them to get taxpayer money, okay? And they think the little guy is being screwed. And those core Tea Party guys, they're right, okay, in that regard. The problem is the right-wing groups, people like Americans for Prosperity, etc., the think tanks that are paid by corporate America and some of the wealthiest people in the country, have co-opted the Tea Parties. And they led them in the wrong direction. They say, oh yeah, you're angry, that's fantastic. Let's take your anger and funnel it towards protecting private insurance companies. But somehow they bought that. They say, oh yeah, the government intrusion, no. You want to protect the private corporations against government intrusion. Yeah, you pay a higher bill, but who cares? Okay? And they got them to go along with this thing. Now, did you ever think, you Tea Party guys, hey, wait a minute. How come, if we were originally angry about the bailouts, how come we haven't done any protests against the Treasury Department? How come Geithner isn't on any of the signs that Americans for Prosperity pre-made for us? How come we don't get any donuts for going to protest against Geithner or the Treasury Department? Wait a minute, they're the ones. Look, the economy is the most important thing. That's the thing you're most angry about. The government handing out money to the banks, you hate that. How come you haven't protested that at all? How come there's no protest at the Wall Street? How come all those right-wing groups and their website never organize buses to go protest at Wall Street or at the Treasury Department? Why hasn't that happened? Because they're playing you for fools. They're taking all of your anger and your passion and your understandable frustration with what's happening. And I'm telling you right here, I'm frustrated with Geithner. I'm frustrated with Summers. I'm frustrated with Obama. They're going in the wrong direction. And instead of you helping to go in the right direction, they're using you to protect those corporations who are robbing you and me, okay? So one is the challenge. If you really believe that we shouldn't hand out taxpayer money, especially to the richest people, but not just the richest, but the most culpable, the people who created the economic mess in the first place, well then why don't you protest that? Why don't you join us, and that's my invitation, to fight against the bank bonuses? That's taxpayer money they're about to walk away with. Why don't you do protests that matter, that are logical, that make sense, that go to the core of what you want? Now, if you don't want to join us, and they're not going to join us, keep it real, right? Go on your own, but at least do the right thing. That's where the real challenge comes into play. Go and challenge the guys that are actually walking away with our money, and that's the bankers who got, if they made the money on their own, and you say you're a capitalist and I'm a capitalist, right? If they made the money on their own, yeah, okay, then what is it my business? I'm not going to take IBM's money. I'm not going to take Nike's or Coca-Cola's money. It has nothing to do with me. But the bankers didn't make the money on their own. They got you the money of you and I, the taxpayer. So go and do those protests. But I'm telling you right now, those websites that organize these protests, none of them will go in that direction because they're not for you. They're for the corporations. Just look into who's funding them. Look into it for yourself. Don't believe me, right? But you fight them from the right, we'll fight them from the left, and I'll see your ass in the middle. The real middle of the country that doesn't want to get robbed by the banks and by the politicians. The corporate media will tell you the middle of the country is the centrist Democrats and Republicans, if there are any centrist Republicans left, who protect corporate America, whether it's the health care bill or whether it's the financial reform. But that's not the center of the country. Those are all corporate sellouts. They're the ones that get paid by the lobbyists to keep on doing that. No, the real center of the country doesn't have an interest in getting robbed. So if you believe anything you're saying, you fight from the right, go against the banks, rationally, okay? for the money that they got from taxpayers. We'll go from the left and see if we can actually get the American people to do the right thing and try to get our money back. So that's my challenge and my invite to the Tea Party guys. I'm still hopeful enough to believe a little bit. I believe that American people can eventually get to the right place, even if they've gotten misdirected 100 times over.